All right, so now that we have quite a few people in attendance, let's go ahead and start. Once again, welcome to Essential Soft Skills. My name is Nicole, and I will be hosting today's class with Heather as our tech support, and so she'll be assisting me with the chat. Before we begin, I need to let you know that about some ground rules that we have set up for today's program. You will be muted during this class, and we have your video blocked. You will only see the instructor's screen. At the top of your screen, you can find an exit full screen option if you need to get to other things on your computer during today's class. You're welcome to ask questions during the program or request that the instructor repeat any information at any time. You should see an icon at the bottom of your screen that says chat, which you can click to open the chat window. Chat is set to be seen by library staff only. Please note that any inappropriate comments will cause your immediate removal from the class. Questions during the class may be answered in the chat box, be held until a break or the end of the class, or asked at that time if they are pressing questions. In our Google Drive, you can find a course handout with additional information. We will also share the link in the chat. A recording of this class will be available in a few days. If you would like to watch today's class and then review after getting the recording, that is an option. You will try to take it slow during demonstrations in case you are taking notes or assessing resources along with the instructor. All right, so before we get into our presentation, let's just go over some of the learning objectives that we will hit on during our program. The first being explore key differences between soft and hard skills. We're going to define and illustrate examples of the soft skill dependability. We are going to assess personal proficiency in dependability and develop and demonstrate dependability at any experience level. But before we begin, I do want to note that I'm a librarian, not a business professional, so anything shared will be based on my own knowledge and understanding of the topic and from the research that we have done for this program. All right, so if you have attended our previous Essential Soft Skills programs, then these first few slides will look familiar to you and will be a refresher for you. But for those of you who may be joining us for the first time, this will be our introduction to soft skills. If you would like to view our other presentations on soft skills, which are attention to detail and leadership, please stay to the end so we can share with you how to access that information. All right, so what are soft skills? They are a broad category of work proficiencies that are innate, unique, qualitative, and subjective. They are intrinsic to how we behave as people and interact with others. The way people display their soft skills varies from person to person, and they do not all look the same. Soft skills are anything done in a working environment that are not considered hard or technical skills. Technical skills is just another name, another term for hard skills that you might hear throughout your career, your profession. Soft skills are important because they help represent the ability to work with people, respond to unexpected circumstances, and make beneficial decisions. They also help with reflecting the unique fabric of human reality and individual differences. Having a proficiency in soft skills can mean the difference between getting a job and not getting a job. So it's important not to neglect these skills. All right, so hitting on our first learning objective here, we are going to explore the key differences between soft and hard skills. When people talk about their skills, they often lean more towards describing hard skills, but soft skills are just as important. Hard skills are learned primarily through study and education. They are objective, and there is concrete evidence to show these skills. They are demonstrated through certifications, degrees, portfolios, again, methods of concrete examples. These include accounting, coding, copywriting, and just as a more broad example, at culinary schools, the cooks, chefs, bakers, they learn how to make different dishes, and the evidence of their skill is shown in how well they make the meals. Some soft skills include communication, creativity, work ethic, teamwork, and these are learned primarily through experience and practice. They're demonstrated through references, testimonials, and anecdotes. And soft skills are often developed over time. So these are things that you have to work on. However, both can be learned and developed, and both can be incorporated into job reviews. It is important and critical to develop both of these skills, as they are both essential to becoming a well-rounded worker. So please don't neglect your soft skills. All right, hitting on our second learning objective here, we're going to define and illustrate examples of the soft skill dependability. The simple definition does not tell you much, so we need to define the characteristics of a dependable person, which we will touch on a bit in a minute. Most people think that they can be depended on or trusted, even those who lack those characteristics. In order to build or improve upon the dependability soft skill, we need to really understand the sub-skills and behaviors that create dependability. The behaviors of a dependable person are not personality traits. So it has nothing to do with having personality traits such as a good sense of humor or being a kind person. These soft skills may come more naturally to some people, but they are behaviors and skills. Behaviors can be learned and turned into habits. You make a decision to be punctual or to take ownership and accountability for your work. Dependability in any situation builds trust, both professionally and personally. By building this skill, it can reduce stress and benefits you and everyone in your life. And some of the characteristics of dependability include punctuality, the ability to embrace accountability. When people say that they're going to do something, they actually follow through with what they say they will do. They communicate clearly, promptly, and honestly. They meet deadlines. They're consistent. They are self-motivated. So, they don't have their boss constantly reminding them of the tasks that they need to get done. They push forward and make those decisions on their own, and they're proactive. So they anticipate problems and seek solutions. All right, hitting on learning objective 3 here. We are going to develop techniques for assessing and improving individual proficiency in any soft skill. So the first thing in assessing a soft skill is to reflect. What are some ways that other people demonstrate this soft skill? What are some ways in which you use this soft skill in your work or personal life? What aspects of this soft skill are you confident in? What aspects do you struggle with? Next, you can review recent successes and failures and evaluate and learn how you can move on from those failures. Ask for feedback from trusted peers and colleagues and coworkers. How do they demonstrate, assess, and evaluate these soft skills? And you can translate observations into a holistic understanding of your skill level. So be honest with yourself and see yourself for where you currently are. Give yourself credit as well as criticism. It's important to be your own cheerleader, but self-criticism can be used to better ourselves in order to grow and not be weighed down by insecurity. Are you particularly strong in areas of dependability? Are you weak? Why? Awareness is the first step to improvement. This goes back to being honest with yourself. Self-awareness helps us become better decision makers and gives us more self-confidence. So be honest with where you currently are in order to know how and where you can grow. Some skills may have an innate component and may come more naturally to some people than others. So in order to develop your dependability, you want to commit to self-improvement. Make yourself a promise regarding your future actions. You want to establish accountability from a peer or a friend. Do they have a soft skill they want to improve? Become accountability partners. You're going to want to break it down. Determine specific actions that comprise a soft skill and add them to your routine. This could be setting the goal, arriving to every meeting you're attending 5 minutes early. So a specific action would be to set an alarm 10 minutes before the meeting starts. That way you can fill up a water bottle, go to the bathroom, do all the things that you need to do before the meeting starts. That way you're prepared and ready 5 minutes before that meeting begins, and you've hit your goal. You, in order to develop your soft skills, you can step outside of your comfort zone. By doing so, this offers opportunities to practice your soft skills. It also allows you to develop comfort with applicable situations. And lastly, make sure you pursue learning opportunities. Businesses, companies, corporations, etc., will often offer work trainings and classes. So speak to a supervisor, a boss, anybody that you can to seek those out and ask questions about how you can pursue those learning opportunities. The Plano Public Library also has materials and resources at your disposal. Again, go ahead and check in the chat for that handout. And if you pull it up under adult learning, there are resources for business and career, databases, financial literacy, etc. Lots of really good things in there. And the other types of library resources that we provide are access to LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, tutor.com, which helps with resume review service, and more. So some of these, if not all, do require a library card, so make sure you have that information on hand. All right, so over the next few slides that we have, we are going to hit on the last of our learning objectives, which is develop and demonstrate dependability at any experience level. Okay, so we are going to use appropriate tools to improve. Examples include alarms, notifications, calendars on your phone or email to improve time-related dependability behaviors. Establish behaviors to stay on track. Examples include checking your work calendar before leaving work and know what is coming up the next day. At the beginning of the week, make sure you scan your calendar for deadlines and work that is coming up for that week. And try to plan to finish projects early if possible, because things come up, people get sick, things like that. And you want to make sure you get these things done as quick as possible. So you can also learn from your mistakes and failures. Did you underestimate the time required to do the task? Did you wait until the last minute? Did something else with higher priority come up and delay completion? Did someone else delay the project? Could you have proactively dealt with this? Did you need help and fail to request help? And you could always assume something will go wrong and build in time to deal with those problems that arise. And lastly, evaluate. How can you prevent a failure from happening again? Example, you are creating a video introducing each member of your department to new hires. You must film a short interview with each of your 6 colleagues. Someone gets sick a few days before your deadline and before you have recorded them. You'll learn that people get sick, have vacations planned, and emergencies happen. Scheduling recording sessions as early as possible will help you make the deadline if someone is out sick later in the month. All right. So demonstrating your dependability skills during the job search. If describing a project, you can do this by describing a project that was accomplished at a previous job. You can note deadlines met and missions accomplished. When describing previous jobs, demonstrate that dependability was a key aspect of your success. Remember, dependability can also include stepping in to save the day. During interviews, include examples of dependability in your verbal answers. Talk about how you set goals and try to hit them as often as possible, or touch on how effective communication is important to you and that you do your best to use effective listening skills for all of your colleagues. On the job. Keep records of deadlines met on time or early. You can do this with a calendar, or there are lots of task managing apps out there, so experiment to find one you like. And be the person who steps up and delivers. If someone is out for the day, offer to fill in for them. Your coworkers and bosses will notice and appreciate your teamwork. And that's the end of our dependability program. So before we get into the Q&A portion of our programming, I do want to touch on a couple of things. We have our job resource connection programming that is in person at Harrington Library. It happens every other Monday, although the last one of the year is on November 6th. If you can't make that, be sure to check out our brochure for other business and career programming that may be more, fit to what you're looking for. We also have the Navigate Job and Career options available on YouTube, as well as the Job Seekers Toolkit, which is a series of videos. So those are really great tools to and resources to, if you're job searching, that's a great place to start with those. And the Job Resource Connection is a good program to learn different job skills as the topics change every week. They had some people from Collin College come in and give some presentations. So try to catch that last one if you can. And I do also want to show on the screen how to access our LinkedIn Learning and other databases online that can help with career and business opportunities. Let me go ahead and get that pulled up here. All right, so if you're going to our main page, you want to go to library, hover over library, hit research and learn, and go down to career. And here we have LinkedIn Learning, tutor.com, which again has that resume review service, and Udemy right here, which helps improve skills across business, tech, design, and more. So in order to access all of these, you do need that library card. And let's go into LinkedIn Learning here. Oops. LinkedIn Learning has lots of options. They do have things specific to business, creativity, and technology. But for example, if you want to learn how to better your communication skills, you can type in communication, and they do have specific topics for each type of communication that you're looking for. But if we just type in communication, you can pretty much narrow down the types of communication resources or videos that you are wanting to learn about or improve. So LinkedIn Learning is a great tool for all types of career and business videos. So go ahead and check that out. And then I do want to pull up, let's see, our Book a Librarian resource. And Book a Librarian is a great way to access help through the library. If you have maybe you want help building a resume or want to figure out how best to improve your resume, and you want to just sit down with somebody for an extended period of time, Book a Librarian is a great resource for that. Let's see here. This is what Book a Librarian looks like. You can request an appointment from one of our librarians, and they will sit down with you for 30 minutes or so to help you with whatever your desire. So with that being said, we do again have our YouTube channel with all of our essential soft skills videos that we did previously. This is the last one, so there will be three. There's three part of the series. Again, that will be posted in about 2 or 3 days, so be on the lookout for that. And our job and career options videos and our job seekers toolkit is also available on YouTube. Again, LinkedIn Learning is a wonderful resource for you as far as career and business opportunities go, so take a look at that. All right, do we have any other questions? This is our chance to ask any questions that might have come up throughout the program.
Nicole, currently our Q&A in the chat do not have any questions, but if anybody does have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or the Q&A, whichever you prefer.
Let's wait a couple minutes just to see if anybody's typing away here. And the links for Book Librarian and the LinkedIn Learning or the career Research and Learn page is also in the chat. So you have direct access for those if you'd like to access them now and bookmark them.
Okay, we do have one question that just came up. Could you show how to navigate to LinkedIn Learning again through the library's website?
Yeah, of course. All right, give me one moment.
Because it does
here.
have to be accessed through the library's website. So great question.
Right. All right. So we are going to go to plano.gov. This is the library page, but you can go ahead and click library or do the drop-down menu for library and hit Research and Learn. And go down to career and scroll until you see LinkedIn Learning right here. And then you're going to hit this Access Now button. Get started and then input your library card information. And then the same process should be done for the other resources as well. So tutor.com would be also input your library card information. If we scroll down here on tutor.com, we also have the Get Help Finding a Job page, which you can do this is what I was speaking on earlier, that resume review service. You can input your resume and it'll review it for you. Search online for job resource. So tutor.com is also a great place to get started as well. Do we have any other questions?
It looks like there are no other questions as of now.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. We appreciate your support of the Plano Public Library. Oh, do we have a question?
Yes, something just came in. Do we have anything for practicing speaking skills? So I can answer this one if you'd like, Nicole, since I'm part of that program.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So we have a program that's called Small Talk that you can find on our website. We have both an in-person and a Zoom version of Small Talk, and this is to practice your conversational English. So for the person who wrote this question, I don't know if that's part of what you're talking about, or maybe you're talking about public speaking skills. If you're talking about public speaking skills, there should be some stuff on LinkedIn about that, but the library doesn't have any specific programs on practicing your public speaking skills. So that's kind of dependent on which one of those you were leaning to with your question there. And then we have another question, Nicole, asking how to download a resume on LinkedIn.
Let's see. There is, let me see if I can find it really quick. There is a LinkedIn resume builder. I know if you go to LinkedIn Learning, they have an entire video series about their resume builder. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
And the resume builder you access from your LinkedIn account.
Yes.
So it's not on LinkedIn Learning. It is on your personal LinkedIn account. It's where they have their resume builder.
Right. This video on LinkedIn Learning is just how to
Show you. Yeah.
show you how to do the resume builder. It kind of takes you step by step. Yes. All right. Any other questions?
Is there anything, since you have LinkedIn open, for public speaking? I'm
Yeah,
not sure if that's what the person was asking, but just since you have it open, we can double check there.
Let's take a look here. Oops. See, we have public speaking for non-native English speakers, public speaking foundations. That seems, this one is 1 hour and 1 minute, so that seems like probably hit on quite a few topics under public speaking, speaking confidently and effectively. So it looks like there are lots of video resources for public speaking on LinkedIn Learning.
Okay, that seems to be the last of our questions, unless anybody has anything else they need to ask.
Well, if there are no more questions, I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who attended this program. Again, my name is Nicole Border. If you have any questions and think of anything after the program ends, feel free to reach out to me. My email is posted on the slide. We also have our podcast. Feel free to listen and subscribe to that as well. So again, if there are no more questions, I am going to end it there. Thank you all so much for attending.